construct entrance to the palace of Buganda Kingdom. This is elephant grass reeds.
Elephant grass reeds. Wow. So this is actually what the entrance looked like into that kingdom.
Yeah, so they use bark of a tree to join the entrance to the palace.
That is gorgeous.
Wow. So the entrance of the
green.
palace looked like this when you go into it.
Then we have the heavy dresses here.
Nice.
Whenever there were celebrations, victories, funnels, the different tribes could dress these on their heads as they perform. So those are names of different tribes. And right here are the first styles of hairdressing by ladies, which first came by different tribes.
Oh, hairdressings.
They also had masiks as well.
Let's go see these over here. Look at these, honey. Those are named as tribes too.
I can't even pronounce them.
Look at that.
I like
Coley.
the
That's in
hairdressings.
Eastern Uganda issue. It's a tribe.
Eastern.
I like that one with the horns on it.
Okay.
I like the one with the feathers on it right there.
Okay. And if you have more time around, there are some institutions that normally present traditional music and dance. If you happen to check out with them, some of these are still being shown.
Okay, so good.
So the masiks, some of these will represent spirits from underground and other kind of rituals. There's one from Nigeria and Congo, but the rest are different tribes of Uganda.
So the masks represent spirits.
Some of those. Then they were also hunting, and we have some hunting tools down there.
Let's see that one over there. That plaque. What's that one say? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Oh, up here. What's it say? A mask area. Okay, I got a picture of it.
So
Honey.
they were hunting, and these are hunting tools. It's a bird trap for birds. They would put food when the birds go, they will not come out.
Oh, trick.
And then that's a quail trap. They will dig a hole down and just cover it on top. So when animals came moving and stepped on, they would fall down in the hole. Then those are spears by different tribes. There is a hippo harpoon. Then there's a tribe that eat a kind of rat. So this was used for edible rats.
Rats.
Edible rats.
Sure.
Edible rats.
You can eat them.
Okay.
There's a tribe in Eastern Uganda. It's called Japadola. So they eat. There's a kind of rat. It's a giant rat.
Giant rats.
Yeah.
Eat them.
Not still today.
Not common, but still there are people who practice traditional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then these are arrows by different tribes. Then that's a fall trap. It was tied upside down. It will just fall onto the back of an animal.
Oh, that one.
Then those are the kind of animals and how they're trapped. And that's a hunting fetish. It was like a hunting god. It was believed to bring them good luck.
Okay.
Then they also had livestock, the keeping of cows. So in Uganda, we basically have two major tribes that mostly keep cows. There is a tribe called Ankole. Ankole is found in western Uganda. They keep such cows with the long horns. So down at their continents for milk. The other tribe is called Kalamoja, and this is in the northeastern Uganda. They are nomadic pastoralists. They do keep the short-horned cows. These are their continents for milk. These are made of calabash. You know calabash?
Clay.
Calabash.
Yeah, it's a plant like pumpkin.
Okay.
Then these are types of cows, and this map is trying to show the origins of the cows. The long-horned cows marked with the blue, and the short-horned where they came from. So those are still come from Southeast Asia to North Africa.
We've seen the longhorn cows.
Nice.
Just
Nice.
So they are common in western Uganda. Then this is agriculture, and these are some of the gardening tools they were using to work on their gardens by different tribes. These were made by iron smelting. Then that map is trying to show the crops and where they came from. If you happen to go to the southwestern Uganda, you will be able to see the topography. It is mountainous, so they had terracing across hills to control soil erosion. There is also a rain-making stone for rituals of rain-making. Like initially what they would do, before a ceremony, the women would go down in a swamp and prepare meals for different dishes. They would go making offerings from each dish while going around and hunt hill for about 7 times. It was a ritual for rain-making. But we had 2 seasons of rains here, the September and April seasons, but presently it's a bit changing.
That's interesting, huh? Strong, so yeah. That's interesting. So they'll do the ring. It's a big knife, huh? Knife. Okay.
Sini ya tebino.
Kiss you.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Yams.
But you've tried some of these here? Fresh
Yes. Oh, yeah.
ones? Okay. So each of the different foods had a special basket for storage. And after they would keep products in the granaries, those small houses up. They also had honey collection, and it's a honey bag here.
So those we see in the villages as we ride in these tops like that, that's for storage?
Yeah, these are the granaries for storage.
They're not houses.
Not really. The houses are not like
Yeah.
around. Then they also had pots, cooking, serving food, carrying water, storage. The fumigators were for perfume. They would put in local herbs that would smell good with the fire, and that would smoke with a good smell. Then if you see one with many outlets, a pipe or a pot, those were specifically for traditional rituals.
For what rituals?
Yeah, traditional rituals, different rituals. There will be marriage rituals, different rituals.
Oh, okay. Sharing pot.
Then in a corner is the roof post. It was at the chimney on top of a grass thatched house to pass smoke out and prevent water from entering the house.
Ah.
Then there are also baskets here for storage, for winnowing, serving food. And this is a child head cover. Then sometimes carry babies at the back. So they will cover this basket at the head of a baby to prevent from sunshine or rain.
Oh,
Ah, they put the baby in that thing.
now they put them on the back.
Huh.
And some other kind of pottery is made. And these are the raw materials for basketry. So sometimes the elephant grass looks like to bamboo, but this is the difference. Bamboo has a hole and it is solid inside. These are tools for weaving, how they start the go coiling when it's finished like here.
Okay. Nice.
Then they had also contemporary woodworks, like milk pots from wood. Then have you seen any similar kind of object like this one? This one was likely used as a stool for sitting, but also as a pillow for sleeping on.
This one.
Yeah, like there is a tribe, like those tribes called Karamoja in the northeast. They are nomadic pastoralists, so it was another reason for as it was small. And they also believed all cows belonged to them. So this pillow seems uncomfortable being a pillow, but it could always make them half asleep, and they would keep attentive to their cows.
Ah. Okay.
Then they were putting on a cloth from back of a tree, bark cloth. So this is the ficus tree, or Ficus catalensis, also known as a mutuba in Uganda local language. So after getting the bark of this tree, they would scrape off the outer bark and remain with the inner bark. Then they would use mallets by pounding the inner bark as it would soften and stretch into different textures.
Okay.
It would undergo 3 stages till it was fine as a cloth.
Okay.
Then they would later use wooden stamps by dipping stamps in ink while pressing on designs and patterns. They always had ink from plant pigments. But presently, because this ficus tree, it has pigments which prevents decomposition, they still use this cloth for burial presently.
Burial.
Yeah.
Oh, careful.
Oh, man, y'all be doing the tricks now. We ain't paying all that now.
Then we have some of the leather products, like sandals, baby carrier, like this from elephant hide, from buffalo hide. They would use both domestic and wild animals for leather.
You have elephant sandal or buffalo sandals? Better than Jordan's. Look at the shoe. Shoe. Yeah, they look better, don't they? From Buffalo. Let me get you a pair for school.
And there is a map of Uganda. This is trying to show the different groups of people that first came in Uganda at different time and where they settled. But before any migration was to Uganda, there are said to have been natives here, and those were the Bushmen, the Bushmen. Presently, there is a tribe called Batra in the southwest and around here. Those are looked at to be part of those natives, but then they are endangered, just a few of them still living. Then the first migrants are Bantu. Like when you look up on that other map, the shaded parts down, those are the Bantu. They make up the biggest ethnic group in Uganda. They came from West Africa. And later came those from Sudan, in the northwestern Uganda, the Sudan. And if you check down here, different tribes under those ethnic groups. Then we have Luo from south of Egypt, South Sudan. Some stayed in northern, some of the Luo went to Congo, and then some to southwestern Kenya. Then last migrants were Nilohamites. They came from Ethiopia, and their settlements were in the northeast and northwestern Kenya. So this has an effect even presently. By all these tribes in yellow are Bantu. So if any of them speaks, one can slightly understand. So they have similar dialects in a particular group. And then this map shows the topography, where there are water bodies, mountains.
Nice, good map.
Then this is transportation. Those are some of the routes which were taken by the different explorers who came, and there is a key down on the left. They met at Mengo, where there is a capital of Uganda Kingdom. It's about 3 kilometers away, also worth visiting. But initially on water, locals used this kind of canoe. They would dig out of a big log of a tree. They later came up with a 7-plank canoe. They would join together using bark of a tree. Then the idea of those were brought by Arabs, but were also used on Lake Victoria. Then litters were for sick people, like stretchers. They would lie and be carried by 2 or more people.
Okay.
Then they took beer on recreation. They had beer from bananas, beer from millet, and beer from honey. So there is a map trying to show the different kind of beer and where it was brewed. So these are the different containers for keeping and taking beer from.
Wow. That one was like a party bowl right there.
Yeah.
Everybody
so
just...
keeps something.
Is those straws? Is that what that is?
This is still practiced.
This one is? Everybody drink together, huh?
One party.
Then they also smoke tobacco. And there are the different pipes by different tribes. These are water pipes. Smoke always pass through water. And this is like a stand. Like say he's asleep, so when he keeps smoking, it could scare away insects as well, like mosquitoes.
Oh, it still keeps smoking.
Yeah. So these are just containers for storage. But even before tobacco, they smoked hemp as well.
Smoke weed, ganja.
Is it illegal in your country?
Illegal, yeah.
Illegal.
It's legal here?
It's illegal, but done much skillfully.
Oh.
What?
It's illegal, but most of the people still do it?
Yeah.
On the low. Yeah.
What would the police do? You go to jail?
They always fine.
They what?
Take on the fine.
Just pay penalty.
Yeah,
They
just
charge
pay.
you for like your coat, just pay it, or you
A fine?
or you keep on, or you even give some.
Oh, if you share this, it is.
If you share your okay.
This is the recreation. They had games. They had the board game locally called Mweso. There be some beads. They interchange
Oh
the
yeah, I've seen
counting.
that before.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you try it?
No, I've never known how it's played, but I've seen it in the U.S. Yeah.
Okay. So the one in the US, I think it has 2 rounds.
Yeah, it does.
This one has 4. That's the
Oh
difference.
yeah, it has
But the concept
marbles
is
in
the
it.
same.
Yeah.
I never played it.
Concept.
Then they had stilts. They would stand and walk on stilts.
Okay.
There's a kind of ground hockey. There's bull rower, goat fighting on the wall, wrestling, sliding from uphill.
Goat fighting. Oh, they
Sure.
ride on top of the goats and fight each other?
Yeah, the little ones.
And then sliding?
Yeah, from uphills, like on banana stems.
Okay.
Hula hoop.
Where's hula hoop?
Right there in the middle. They
The
must have been tiny people. Look at that one.
That was a soga. What's soga?
Soga is a tribe, but it's a tribe that had the special dance on xylophones. And then these are equipments for dancing around by different tribes. Then these are arms like arrows, the different tribes and the kind of arrows they had. It's a poison bag. They dip an arrow in poison, and they are quivers. They carry arrows at the back.
So all these are arrows. Wow. These are all the tribes.
Yeah, the different names of tribes. Then they also had spears labeled down by different tribes.
Which one is the poisonous one?
The poison
Shot on
bags
this again?
down there. Down here.
Down there?
Yeah.
The flat one, the bottom, the end one?
Like?
Which one's poisonous?
Poisonous.
No, this is a poison bag. So any of it that is dipped in a poison bag,
Where do they get poison
Oh,
from?
the
You
tip
get the
of it.
poison.
yeah.
You get the aloe, you dip into the poison bag.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
shoot it.
What
and
do
it
you-
sticks
They
in
had
and
poison
kills
from
it slowly.
local herbs.
Herbs.
Yeah.
Local herbs.
They'd make the poison.
poisons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then spears labeled down by different tribes also. The shields for protection against spears. And these were believed for good luck and protection. The war fetishes.
What is that?
It's maybe
Animals?
something like leather, yeah.
Cattails.
Maybe.
Wow.
There is some other kind of swords. This will just be thrown. So it's like a slingshot with the stone.
Okay.
And this one has a sharp blade, but with the cover. They will remove the cover, they may put it on the arm and just fight along with it. Or they may throw it.
Okay.
Then this is just...
What's this one here? Is this a slingshot?
Yeah, it's like...
This is a long slingshot.
Yeah.
How old is that, you think?
This one is older than... Because most of this is on the display, they were among the first collection of the museum. And the first collections were done in 1902. So they are older than 100 years.
Wow. So that's a slingshot.
Then this is justice, the instruments of punishments and crime discovery. Like in Uganda around Central, if they had a criminal who did a big case like murder, they could use a kind of rope to hang a person who murdered. But before a criminal was hanged, they would first make him take water from a kind of ritual pot. And that was with a reason to prevent his ghost from attacking the king.
To prevent his what?
The ghost, the spirit.
Okay. So they would drink that before they would get hung.
Yeah.
So that way his ghost wouldn't come back. So they'd drink that. Now, do they kill them now? Do they? If you are murderer now, do they kill you now? Do they have death penalty?
Yeah. After the punishment was to be murdered, after taking the water, the medical water, you do.
Currently?
No, today, what do they do?
today's time.
No, presently they undergo courts of law, so then they can imprison you accordingly.
Prison time.
How long for a murder?
Depending, for a murder, it can be life imprisonment. Yeah, depending.
The prison's bad.
Yeah. Then, in case it was a simple case, someone would carry this kind of charm on the neck as a sign and shame on him for a period, like for a year. Then there are some tribes that believed the misfortunes could arise from offending spirits, and they would use those divination cards. They would throw those cards, and depending on how the cards fell, they would judge and know those ancestors to appease. Then they would do away with the misfortune.
We started late, so we should...
Okay.
We don't
And this is the
forget
divination
the
pots here?
There is a tribe called Lugbala. Lugbala is in the northwest. For them, they believed each of the pots would represent a suspect. So they would pour water. They believed they had magic water that they would pour in. And these pots didn't have bottom covers, but it is a platform where they fit. So after fitting them in a platform and pouring in water, if water pours out from any of a pot representing a suspect, he was guilty. And if it remained in, he was innocent. And they always believed they had some kind of superstition that would help them in judging.
Okay. We need to go quicker because we have to go somewhere else.
Okay.
So we can just speed up a little bit.
Okay, this is Herefe. These are cards used for judging as well, the cause of the disease. But most of the diseases were said to have been brought by supernatural causes. That's a kind of surgery. And this is like a black stone. Say if you are bitten by a snake, it sucks out poison.
Ooh.
Then traditional architecture. Like this is a house for King of Uganda around the central. And Baganda would keep remains of things in their houses. Like we talked of Kasubi tombs, that's how it looks like.
This is what it looks like on the inside.
That's the house?
For that king, where they keep remains of kings.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, and this thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The tombs, like the tombs. This is
They have a bunch of spears
It's a
there.
different tribe in western Uganda. That's Buganda around the central. And this is Bunyolo. Bunyolo, they will bury kings underneath their houses. So this is like a tomb under the house.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They bury kings under the house. Wow, that's cool.
They are trying to show this tribe Kalamoja. Kalamoja is in the northeastern. They are the nomadic pastoralists that also believe the cows belong to them. They had many raids for cows and they would keep all of the animals in the middle. So when they were asleep on their pillows, they would easily keep asleep and they would be attentive to when Musuem trade.
That's the ones who thought all the cows belonged to them, right?
Then this like traditional way of dressing, ladies' gomez, we talked of that. It had a name from a designer.
Yep.
Then gents put on a white one called the kanzo. It has some influence from Arabs, but this is a bit different just because of the design. These are accessories that were used for dancing and enticing, and this is for the cattle keeping tribes. They dressed in leather, like the Kalamajongs in northeastern Uganda. Then this was a priestess. She was called Nakaima. She was believed of solving problems, like she would foretell, she would heal sick people, she gave birth to barren. She also had a tree under where she would perform practices. And she passed away at the end of the 18th century, but her tree still exists where there is a tree on a map on Mubende Hill.
The witch tree.
Yeah, and even presently, a few people who still believe they go to the tree making offerings and they pray for needs with it.
Oh my Lord.
They call it the witch. Was she a witch? Was she a witch?
Yeah, depending, the researchers thought her as rich, but then some people who still believe don't like calling her witch.
Okay. What is this book?
It's just an exhibition of photographs, all the photographs.
Okay.
Then the insects, yeah?
That's still here. Is that the one with the big old anthills I keep saying?
Yeah, but these are bigger than real ones.
Oh.
Yeah, and these ones on the glass are edible. Are you going to try any?
Anyway.
These are the
Edible, you can eat them.
These are locally called insane, and they take off wings and fly on fire.
No, I don't. I think
These are locusts.
Yeah, they're crunchy.
crunchy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Locusts.
okay.
Wow,
I'll let
so
y'all
look
keep
here.
those.
These. Now
Hey.
these are small, right?
Termites.
These are not the real size.
Oh, I was about to say, man, that's a big old ants now. That's a big old ant here, so I can see why.
Then the fish tilapia is the most common. There is one in deep water as and one in shallow water tilapia grill.
What's Nile perch? You have Nile
Nile
perch?
perch just have fossils here because it's not indigenous. We just introduced in Uganda. And presently they are saying it has done more harm than good because it feeds on many other small ones. Then the
Oh, the
reptiles.
snakes. This is a real snake in here.
So the most poisonous is a black mamba, but it's not among these ones. This is a boomslang. Boomslang is a tree snake and it's also very poisonous. Those are the bony vipers. Vipers live where there are many friend dry leaves, like in forested areas.
Yes.
They are a bit shy, but they are also poisonous. And before they react, they tend to make that sound of hissing.
What's the ones? Open up their head.
What's down this one?
This one can also open, but then
Let's get this one here on the end.
Also, is the one that's common of opening.
Yes, comes out the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of look like
Get them.
them poisons. Y'all see
Yeah,
that
that
in
one's
here?
serious.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
They're not common around.
Okay.
That's secretary. You've seen them here?
Oh yeah, these birds.
Probably.
They're not common though.
Which
No.
one's birds?
There's one that is similar with a big coat.
Yeah.
That's a malabosto.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is a secretary bird. So there's also woodpecker, cascade hornbill. Then this is an African jacana, snake bird, skimmer. So if you love bird watching, you'll be noticing a variety. Uganda is one of the best birding destinations. There is also a national bird on the flag of Uganda. You've seen that on the flag?
What kind of bird is
It's
it?
called the crested crane.
Crested crane.
Yeah. And these are the animal structure. They are trying to show they have a similar ancestor with the shaded arm with the red. And all of these still exist in the mammals of Uganda.
Oh.
Then these are fossils, fossil animals and fossil plants. Then this is paleontology. It's about study of
Any dinosaur bones here?
not really.
No dinosaur bones.
Then this is a rhinoceros that was discovered the oldest in Africa.
Oh, what?
Rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
It's extinct. Presently we have the white rhinos, and this is the ancestor. It was brought from Napak in the northeastern Uganda. It's about 19 million years.
Wow.
There are changes, they are trying to show biological and technological. These are jaws of animals, one for the elephant, remains of plants. These are molluscs, snails and clams, like 60 million years ago.
Oh, God.
Skulls of fish. This is a fossil crocodile, the lower jaw. Then a saber-toothed cat.
Right here, crocodile.
The ancestral cat and its fossils. There was also a longhorned buffalo, it's extinct. Presently we have the cap buffaloes. The Indian elephant is also the ancestor, it's extinct. Then hippopotamus, lower jaw and upper jaw and skull, trying to compare with modern. These are 1.5 million years.
Wow.
There are some fossil pigs and snails. There's a brachyspasm tree and fossil parts. Then eruption.
Hey, step back so I can get recorded.
Come from an eruption in Evrohan in Ethiopia. You can check on the map, particularly and fell in Champanga from Ethiopia. Said to have covered 2,200 kilometers all the way.
That was a rock that came from a volcano in
Yeah,
Ethiopia.
Sure.
Golly, 3.45 what?
Million years ago.
Oh yeah.
Then this is the Rift Valley area, trying to show its formation. Part of it is on Congo, part of it on Uganda.
Okay.
And this drainage system along the Rift Valley, it was modified by tectonic forces. This is how they find fossils from field works to find record context laboratories for identification, measurements, dating, and presentation of results. Some archaeological stones for several purposes. from different Stone Age sites of Uganda.
Okay.
This is the fabric from back of a tree, bark cloth.
Ah.
Wow.
But mostly used for burial and
Oh,
cemetery.
to bury the body.
Stones and crafts and architecture. This was an exhibition of already photographs. Some of these were taken like 1910 and around that time.
Okay. So take it around that time, they scroll up. Man, oh, man.
The first one in that area. Been the first time in Uganda?
Yeah. So, what was that power? What did you say was the power again?
Okay. This is it.
African dressing tradition, the traditional dressing code.
Okay, right there. Okay.
For women, men.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Oh yeah, let me see this thing. Salt working. Nice.
Those are the pieces of ancestors. There's a copy of Lucy from Ethiopia, 3 million years. There's one from Modibai, Tanzania.
Where's Lucy? It's a copy.
Well, that's it there. That's 3 million years.
Is it the real? Is it the real Lucy? It's the
The
copy.
replica. The real one is in Ethiopia. Then we have also some of these dates and how they do compare. So we don't have gibbons and orangutans in Africa, they're in Southeast Asia. We don't have bonobos in Uganda, they're in Congo. You can see chimpanzees and gorillas here. They are trying to use arm and feet. They say gorillas look more close. But when they check blood genetically, a chimpanzee has more, about 98% Homo sapiens. And when they weigh, gorillas weigh more with about 400 pounds. The major difference talked of between humans and all these apes is the brain. Because brains are 3 times bigger than any other ape. Then we have other different mediums of transportation. This is a cat. It was used by the lawyers.